Comparing the sample mean and the population mean in a small sample size. The t-test of one sample mean is used to compare sample mean and the population mean in a small sample size. The t-test is generally used when the population standard deviation is unknown and if the sample is less than 30. This is the t-test formula. T is equal to x bar minus mean multiplied by square root of n divided by s, where x bar is equal to the mean of the sample, mu is equal to the mean of the population, n is equal to sample size, s is equal to sample standard deviation, and to get the degree of freedom, n or the sample size minus 1. 5 steps procedure in testing hypothesis. Number 1. State the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Number 2. Identify the type of test, critical value, and illustrate the rejection region. Number 3. Compute the test value using the formula or test statistic. Number 4, decision, and the number 5, the conclusion. Example. A new vitamin claims that it will help children gain height by more than 12 inches. 26-year-old children were given this vitamin and it was observed that after a few months, they grew on an average of 5.2 inches and their standard deviation is 1.5 inches. Test the hypothesis at 0.05 level of significance. So let's go for the solution. Step 1 is state the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. But first, tignan muna natin kung ano yung claim niya o yung parameter. So sabi doon, more than 12. So our claim is more than 12. So our null hypothesis is mean is equal to 12 and our alternative hypothesis is mean is greater than 12. Since our claim is greater than 12. Step 2. Identify the type of test, critical value, and illustrate the rejection region. Since the sample size is equal to 20, we will use the t-test. Since the alternative hypothesis used the word or the phrase more than, we will use 1 tilde test. Then the level of significance is 0.05. Let us use the t-table to determine the critical value of the test. But first, we need to solve the degree of freedom, which is degree of freedom is equal to n minus 1. Our sample size or n is 20, so 20 minus 1 is 19. So our degree of freedom is 19. So ang degree of freedom natin ay 19. At ang corresponding niya is since 1 tilde siya at ang level of significance niya ay 0.05. So, ang corresponding niya is 1.729. So, our critical value is 1.729 or our rejection region is 1.729. Step 3. Compute the test value using the formula or test statistic. We will use the formula T is equal to x bar minus mean multiplied by the square root of n divided by s, where the mean of the sample is 5.2, the mean of the population is 12, the sample size is 20, and the sample standard deviation is 1.5. So let's substitute. t is equal to 5.2 minus 12 multiplied by square root of 20 divided by 1.5. The answer is negative 20.27. Thus, the test statistic is t is equal to negative 20.27. Step 4, decision. Ang decision ay accept the null hypothesis. Kasi yung negative 20.27, hindi siya lumagpas sa rejection region which is 1.729. So we should we accept the null hypothesis. Step 5, conclusion. The claim is incorrect. Alternative hypothesis that states there that a new vitamin claims that it will help children gain height by more than 12 inches. So more than. So hindi yan So the claim is incorrect. That's all. Thank you for watching.